Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Nuts, the channel where we have high levels of intelligence, low levels of entertainment.
I'm going to throw my dice at you.
It has to happen every once in a while.
Ah! This dice!
That actually
I knew
scared
he
me.
meant the big dice, and I just didn't care. But there was something in the first half. So first half, check it out, of Season 2 of Aventara. It's great. We're having a great time right now.
Yeah.
We're about to jump right back in.
I had a lot of story relevance that last one.
It was amazing.
Extremely. Sorry, Reggie.
But before we jump in, there was something that I forgot to mention. We had an art submission over the summer.
Oh, right. I forgot about
And
that.
I have been holding out on it because the group that submitted it wanted our DM to see it. They wanted to see his reaction of the art. So I will be putting the image in post, so you'll see it, but I'm showing him.
I don't even think I've seen this.
No one's seen it.
He's held it back because apparently they want to see our reaction.
You sent it to like this group chat?
Specifically, my reaction.
Specifically David's reaction to it. So our first art submission, we are working on getting a P.O. box so you can message it to us and we can physically get the art. But if you guys have any art,
Yes, this makes me
Send
so
it.
happy.
send it to
amazing.
us.
Wait, send this to send
Passing
this to our
over.
chat.
I have a monocle, y'all. It's great.
This art submission was based off the 1920s one-shot that Gavin DM'd for us a while ago. And
Heck yeah.
The one where I wore a bowler hat, had a vest, and unfortunately not a monocle. I also cannot grow such a wonderful flowing mustache. That is
Great mustache.
If I could grow that sort of mustache, I might actually consider doing it. Yeah, that would be awesome.
We love art, so please submit art and we will show it off because it is really cool to see it.
To the person that submitted that, thank you so much. That
That's
makes me
really
very
cool.
happy. That's awesome.
And it makes me happy to hear too that you enjoyed that session. There's more in the works for that.
It is true.
Someday.
Someday, yeah. Once we
Get everything figured out.
yeah.
Where over the rainbow.
But that is honestly the only thing. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter /X to see all of our posts, and we'll be putting that art on there as well if the artist would like that. And we'll get started into today's rest of the session.
All right. So, yeah, we pick up from figuring out things about Scary Hexblade.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Scary Hexblade.
Go away.
Anxiety character.
Anxiety character? No.
Get back into character.
You want to be happy. We want you happy, Eli.
He wants to be happy.
Fast friend. No, I'm kidding.
All right. So, you guys need to start heading out. And I think you guys decided it's about time that you go and you talk things out with Voro and figure out where you're going next.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, Voro.
So, just a bit of context. Voro had a little bit of a rough run of it during that one particular combat. She's actually, she's been taking it easy recently, so you can find her in, actually, the chief's hut. She is, one of the closest friends of the tribe, and the chief has chosen to stay somewhere else until she recovers.
Present.
Yeah. Chief actually considers Voro to outrank her due to the fact that Voro has been around significantly longer as part of the clan than the chief herself.
Wow. Dang.
Very nice.
Voro, as far as anyone knows, is the only elf to ever have joined any of the clans.
I mean, makes sense. They were founded by dwarves. I missed. Since
Oh gosh. The elf dwarf war starts again.
Silva is also there right now with Voro at the time. She hasn't left her side very often. So it's right.
Voro, Silva, we were just about to head back to the material plane here, but we wanted to maybe get a few things from you and ask a few questions before we head out here. You don't happen to know that Fey magic dream spell thingy that you can enter and watch and manipulate people's dreams at all?
What sort of ridiculous things are you planning on doing with this spell, Flynn?
One, observing my own dreams, so I stop having nightmares. And 2, Duber had a really weird dream that I want to watch and get the details out of that pertain to Tyrannos. And so I thought it might be helpful to observe such things.
I also took damage and didn't regain any spell slots.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. So I was just, if you happen to know, that'd be great. So I could learn it.
I mean, I know the spell. If you really want to take the time to copy it from my spellbook, you're welcome to.
Great. I mean, I can just try scribing it down, but it takes a bit of time. But I mean, yeah.
She nods over to the table at the side of her bed. There's the book, her book over there. If you poke through it more than I gave you permission to, I will know.
I know you know.
She knows.
She knows.
She knows.
She always knows.
She has.
Flame's curiosity is obviously gonna get the better of him, but like, are there any spells that pique his interest that he's been like eyeing for a bit? Just like,
Power word kills in here.
Don't do it.
that is honestly not on his list. Flame hates killing, so that is the last spell you'd want. So just like looks at it like, I don't know why she has that.
It's kind of scary that she has that.
Why?
She's about to cap some fools.
I'm just like, let me
There's
just
also
rip
the
that page
spell
out.
Demiplane. She looks over at you.
I'm just looking at the spell.
She waves her hand and casts Mage Hand and opens up to the page for that dream again.
No fun.
Yeah, that was expected. I also have some questions.
I
for
have
you.
no idea why you put up with him sometimes.
It can be quite entertaining. At times.
I don't know how he got a girlfriend either.
I don't know how he did it either.
That one is also a mystery to me, but
Continues to go back to the page on day.
it's not my place.
She's too good for you. Don't break up with her.
He's like flipping. He's like, it's just on 2 pages. So.
But I actually have some questions for you, Voro.
Anything, if I can help you, I will. I'm kind of a useless wreck right now.
Well,
But
well, it all
at least
takes
I
is
can answer some
knowledge.
questions.
Trying to figure out how to go about this. You know about all the different dwarven clans and such, and the similarity that, well, at least I've seen between the usage of Hran and out here also denoting clans by Hran, which is a bit of a weird way, in my opinion, considering that it's a dwarven word.
Congratulations, genius. You figured out what every scholar that's came up to the Northern Isles has figured out.
Yes, but the specific one that I'm very curious about is Hran style. I was reading some.
As you say that one, her lips draw to a line a little bit.
I was reading in the ship's manifest, and apparently they did some trading with the Hran style in the Northern Isles. That's part of the reason why we're up here.
Let me guess, it was either of a trade involving eternal flames or lunar steel.
Yes, it was
Or possibly
involving
mithril or adamant.
lunar steel is what it was.
Yeah, any sort of trade of a sacred item is done in the name of Hran style.
Good to know. That changes things a lot.
Yeah. I don't know how you found a manifest like that. There's hasn't been a trade like that done in years, and they're very few and far between.
We broke
You
into
were
a vault.
very lucky to find that. Good job. Did my delinquent student help you out with that one?
I wasn't really helpful on that one.
No, he wasn't particularly
I'm disappointed in
involved.
you. You got to do more risks.
I tell him this, he doesn't listen.
If we had scouted out the place beforehand.
He's always been way too cautious. No idea where he gets it.
There was also, what was curious to me as well is in that vault there was a Dwergar trap. It was very basic and rudimentary, but it was very clearly of Dwergar make, which was also interesting, which I don't know, and so I kind of connected the two.
Wasn't Duergar.
Was it?
Look, here, I'll cut to the chase now. I can't tell you what you want to know. I want to tell you what you want to know,
I can't tell you.
but I cannot do it. she opens her mouth and says something. And Flynn, you just suddenly realize you're on a different spot than you originally were.
Oh no, Demiplane.
No, not Paige. You've drawn some of the magic circle, but you have no memory of having drawn it.
What the? I gotta start all over.
It's not very long, but there was about 10 seconds. You seem to have just barely forgotten about 10 seconds.
Same thing for me?
You don't really notice anything. You see her she says something and you're like, are you about to say something? But you don't remember her saying anything.
I think I know what's happening.
I can't tell you what you want to know.
I had somebody get pretty mad at me for even mentioning the name. Huh. Well,
The questions that you want to ask, I cannot tell you the answers.
whoa.
But I can tell you where you can find them.
That would be good to know.
Or, well, actually, if I told you that specifically, the same thing would happen.
Oh.
If you want to find out the answers to this, you need to be adopted into one of the clans. That or do some dangerous and difficult things that would result in the clans wanting to execute you immediately, very quickly, and I would not recommend it. Just get accepted into one of the clans.
Why can't you adopt him? You pretty much adopted me into your clan. Can't you just continue to write?
Well, first off, we do have a blood tie,
Oh, you're right.
but
Does that make me a dwarf then?
no, it makes you an elf.
Yes. No offense, buddy.
Silva's going to speak and isn't going to say anything because Voro's here, but she's going to just nod at you approvingly behind Voro's back where she can't see. If you want to find out any more information about Hran's style, then you need to get accepted in the clans. The only way to do that is to go and pass the trials. Fortunately, the games are going to be happening really soon.
Good to know.
She says something, and once again, Flynn, you've done more right describing, and you don't realize it. All of a sudden, you forget it. It's
It happened again.
this cursed. She says something else again, and then and you guys lose it.
Well,
Basically, in 5 days, we are going to be somewhere. At that time, you will be able to participate in the games and take the trials. If you do so, you will be able to go somewhere, and you can find the answers you're looking for.
okay.
Why did I not take this spell sooner?
She points at you. As soon as the page is turned, she points at the book, and it reopens to dream again.
It's not Demiplane, I swear!
You can't cast that spell yet, and I definitely don't want you little delinquent, being able to make your own realm of existence.
You know why I like conjuration magic?
She turned here. You want another spell? I'll give you another spell. She points at it, and it turns to scrying. Practice your divination magic some more.
Oh, Mom, you're the worst!
He doesn't particularly believe in the divine.
Divination magic, while it can connect to that, is still different, and he needs to learn the basics. Do you even know detect magic?
I mean, Duger does it for me.
You can finish dream once you write down detect magic.
I have it down, I just don't use it.
Duger, I'm telling you this so you can tell Eliza, because I know she'll be able to get him.
Don't tell Eliza, please.
Homework. He has homework now.
Don't tell
He needs to
Eliza.
practice his divination magic circles for at least an hour a day while he's at sea.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't tell Eliza, please, she'll kill me. She'll actually make me do it.
He's not allowed to practice any conjuration magic or or evocation magic until he finishes doing his divination drills.
Yes, ma'am. I will let Eliza know, for sure.
Can I at least copy Circle of Power?
No.
Please.
Why would you need Circle of Power?
It
When
keeps
was
us
the last
alive.
time that you fought a fiend?
Circle of Power doesn't protect you against fiends.
Circle of Power, isn't that? No, that's Magic Circle I'm thinking of. What is Circle of Power again, DM asking?
It is... Until the spell ends, the sphere moves with you, centered on you for the duration. Each friendly creature in the area, including you, has advantage on saving throws against magic and other magical effects. Additionally, when an affected creature succeeds on a saving throw made against a spell or magical effect that allows it to make a saving throw, to take only half damage, and instead takes no damage if it succeeds.
Is that a wizard spell? I thought that was a paladin only.
No. But it is in D&D 5.5.
Cool.
Very
Yeah, I was
cool.
pretty sure that was a paladin exclusive spell.
Pretty much,
Okay.
they added it to the wizard spell list. Like, what do you mean?
I don't know that spell. You can't learn it from my book.
Fine.
Copy down Dream. And quit poking around. She scares me.
Imagine being trained by her.
Here, if you want to poke around more, you can try to steal Silva's later. Silva looks at her teacher very sharply, and then like looks at you and just like you get the message. If you touch her spellbook, you die.
I won't touch it.
Duger is planning something.
Oh no, you're gonna touch the spellbook. I should not have done this. Okay, but so 5 days, games begin.
But I don't know where.
You don't need to stay on the island. When you go to the material plane, stay on the island, and you'll get there.
Good to know. Except for the fact that there's 2 giant elemental giants fighting on the island.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem, especially since giants should have gone extinct in the Northern Isles a couple centuries ago.
Which is why I'm a bit concerned, because I did read that somewhere. Stay in the Feywild, and then in... Well, we don't know how many days it will be.
The chief will take them the entire clan out when it's time.
Oh, okay, perfect. Good to know.
Yeah. Once they enter the... She says something, and you forget. Raiding is prohibited. There will be no wars going on. Proving yourself will be the job of the trials.
Makes sense. Very good to know. I probably will need to prepare.
Yep.
What's allowed in trials? Is it trials of combat? Is it trials of fighting?
There will be 5 different trials,
Okay.
one for each clan. The chief is the only one that gets any say as to what the trial is.
So we don't know what it is beforehand.
If you try really hard, maybe you could get the chief to tell you. But I've never actually seen Astrid tell anyone early, so I wouldn't go for that.
Makes sense. Good to know. Well, I just need to prepare myself for anything.
And last thing, you don't need to worry about passing all of the trials. Just, she says something you forget.
It's not her casting it is the issue.
She's out of spell slots now.
She shouldn't be.
Basically, as long as you and anyone in your band can pass, as long as at least one person in the band each time can do it.
No, we're all doing it now.
What? I can't fight. I don't want. I'm just gonna.
It'll be good for you.
Live up to your father's memory. He broke the record for the last Schronroffen trial when he participated.
I don't know my father.
And I'm still sorry about that. He was a good man.
This is getting too emotional for me.
All right. But finish up your spell. Do you have any other questions you want to ask right now that are not related to this blasted curse?
I don't think so. No.
Also, the fact that you heard her say blasted curse means it's probably not actually a curse.
Oh no. Okay. No, I don't have any more questions. I might try and ask questions, so he has to keep repeating.
I don't want to. The spell.
You have it insanely detailed. It's gonna take me forever to copy it down.
Say something
Are
sacred.
you saying that you haven't? Are you saying that you haven't been writing down all the details anymore?
I have been. You can look. Just as you taught me to.
Looks over it. You've been cutting a corner over here on this one. Once again, on the divination magic. Stop.
Say something sacred.
Tell Eliza it's actually 2 hours of divination practice. now.
Yay! No. I can help you with that. I'm an expert in religion.
All
I
right.
don't know
So
how.
we're going. So you guys now have 5 days of downtime.
Okay.
What you guys? Is there anything that you guys would like to do in that downtime?
Yes. Basically anything I can to prepare myself for what I think these trials could be. So sparring with any of the warriors in Ronrothen, learning about magic from them, reading any books that they could potentially have on their clan's history, things like that. Literally anything that I can do to prepare myself for what, and trying to think of any possibility that it could be. So whether it's combat or whether it's a test of intelligence or whether it's a test of wisdom or anything, I want to be able to do something to prepare myself for that.
All right. As you are doing it, there is one thing that you are told other than like the actual practice things. Like the warriors, like Duger's gotten very popular recently. Like he's a friendly guy. The warriors like him. He's a good fighter. But there is one thing that like everyone notices that like you will be severely lacking if you aren't careful. Part of becoming accepted requires not just like combat prowess, you also have to be able to understand like the clans themselves.
Okay.
And that includes learning and following the ancient way.
Okay. So that would be something that I try and focus on, I think,
Yeah.
is learning all of the things about the clans and learning what ways and ancient ways I will have to follow
Yeah,
after this.
the ancient way is basically their ancient code of honor.
Okay.
Actually, you hear from one of them, like they tell you that it was given to them by Hran Style.
Interesting. And my mind doesn't go blank.
Nope, it does not go blank.
I don't get zooted for 10 seconds.
What's your email? Here, I'm gonna send it to your. Here, put in your email.
Okay.
This document has the ancient way in it. Learn it.
Learn it. Yes, sir.
All right, Eli.
I
What
think-
does Flynn want to do?
I think this time, hearing that he's gonna have to like participate in this, he's gonna just like. I'm debating if he's gonna work harder on more of like the physical side of it and work with a sword, or work on more like harnessing spells and like stuff. But he's gonna be like practicing more after hearing that. And of course, during this time, he's like, if I do it now, then I don't have to do it later. He's gonna start doing divination magic. He's like,
Oh, I have informed Eliza as well.
Eliza said, and Eliza responds, "She is your grandma. You have to respect her. Mother knows best."
Does she look like a grandma?
no.
No,
She's an elf.
Just sitting there.
Just gonna make fun of how old she is.
The details. It's in the details now. The divination magic.
Good job.
Detect magic. Detect magic.
Practice, practice, practice. Okay.
Detect magic.
So, you guys, for the next 5 days, do these things that you say. You also notice that the hex blade, once it's in the material plane, does not seem to be able to make its aura, no matter how long you leave it there, just because the island is moving. Oh, that's very convenient. But yeah, so 5 days pass mostly without incident. Late on the 4th day, you notice something off in the distance. Well, actually, you notice two things that day. Number one thing that you notice, as you're looking off into the blue, like, you notice there's a little shadow there.
Oh.
And then you recognize there's a giant island, like there's an island on a similar scale of this one. One of the large, like big islands are rare. But there's another one over there. Like maybe you'll find 5 or 6 in every region. There's another one that's going that you see, And as you watch it through the day, like, it gets more and more clear, and it appears to be like going towards a similar area. And then another one appears on the other side. And once again, it all seems to be heading towards a similar place.
Oh man, it's all of the different clans.
And then, as you pull out your spyglass and look out, and you get a good look at it, and like, there is another one, and there's another one also.
There's too many of them.
In grand total, there are 4 other islands that are all converging to what seems to be the one point.
Duger, take a look.
I'm going to take a look.
And as the day progresses and you can see more and more, you see there are people on them. Lots and lots and lots of people.
Get ready for human interaction.
Okay.
Also on this day, Hran Raffen starts coming out of the Feywild.
Nice. Are there giants fighting each other on this island?
You haven't seen the giants for a little while.
Good. Yeah, but they're Tyrannus, I'm guessing. That's my guess. It has something to do with everything bad that goes on.
Yeah.
Then, so the second thing that happens, this happens right towards sunset. Flynn, you're just like lying down, getting ready to go to sleep, putting your things, finishing up your last little bit of divination homework for the day. When suddenly, there is an ear-splitting roar. And then another one. And then another one. And another. And another. Dozens of blasting, trumpeting roars from all different directions. Yes?
Did I get long rests?
Yes, you got long rests. You have had
No.
no weird dreams since
none
then.
whatsoever.
No. Take your freaking spell slots away right now.
And you you hear the roars of dragons from so many different directions. Gavin, Duger's out and about at this time because he stays up a lot later than Flynn.
Yes.
And he gets to watch as out of the water, dozens of places across your line of view break as enormous sea serpents with huge flapping wings burst out of the water. Lindworm season has begun.
Oh. Am I by myself or am I around people?
You're around people, and as as the roars begin, you see various warriors start grinning and slapping each other on the backs and holding hefty
Cheers
weapons
and-
up, and just this isn't they don't seem surprised. In fact, they seem excited.
Well. When in Rome.
Well, newbie, how's it feel to see the Lindworms rising up for your first time?
Well, it's not my first time, but seeing this many in one place, a little terrifying, but also, this is going to be very interesting and very enlightening, to say the least.
Yeah, they won't rise too high today. But in coming days, they'll practice that. They've finally finished all of them growing their wings. In coming days, they'll go higher and higher until eventually they can reach the islands. Then is when the real fun begins.
I see. He immediately is starting to put together in his brain Lindworm countermeasures.
You're learning.
Good decisions. All right.
He pulls out a scroll and tells us that.
You guys get a good night's sleep and wake up on the morning of the 5th day to chanting.
Oh, not again.
Nice.
Last time there was chanting, we had to fight things.
You get up and come out to the front, come out onto the island, and you see all of the people of all of your Hran Raffen friends. They're chanting, they're chanting something in their language, which you kind of understand, Duger. They're chanting a song and shouting together. you look across the islands, like other warriors are also doing it, and you can hear echoes from it coming on. All of the islands are within a mile of each other.
Fun.
Among these things, there's also a bunch of something that you didn't notice the other day, but you definitely notice now. There's a bunch of just rocks floating around among the islands.
Interesting.
Broken chunks, like some of them as close together as like 3 feet apart, no further than a 40-foot gap between each one. And as you watch, as you come in, at the very the 5 islands, including the one that you're on, come around and seem to have made a circle. Almost. Here, I'm actually gonna just put dice out so you guys can see it properly.
We're gonna make a donut island.
Donut Island.
Not quite. The island that you guys are on is right here. There's another island right here, another one right here, another one right here, and another one right here. Very intentionally placed like this.
Good to know.
There's a gap in this circle, basically. I'm saying. And then
That's how the donut hole gets in.
And then as the chanting continues, the people shout, and you hear the general translation of the song is "Raise your weapons high in the air, for the time has come. The time of welcome and warmth. All may come. All are welcome. All may come and sit at the table. Prove yourselves, men and women of war. Prove yourselves worthy for the glory of the ancestors." That is the rough translation. As the song starts to finish up, at the center, another island appears. Just suddenly appears.
Oh gosh.
Flynn, despite living your entire life in the Dragon Sea, you've only seen anything like this happen once, and that was a weird, creepy island that apparently vanishes and appears every once in a while, where the Blackblade was.
Yeah. I love the sea, and it still terrifies me.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, it is really cool. I'm intrigued of how that works.
So this new island that has appeared is mostly flat. The bottom is the normal jaggedy things of islands, but the very top is just a plain. Nothing interesting on it, completely empty. A couple of fork trees, but it's mostly barren. The people on the islands do something that absolutely horrifies you for a moment, and they start jumping onto the rocks in between the areas. Jumping between them until they're right above this new island. And then, being 200 feet above it, jump and fall and land on the island.
Well,
Are we supposed to do that?
when in
Vora
Rome.
walks behind you and is all right, good luck, and shoves you off of the edge of the island.
Oh, I've already jumped.
Yeah, not you.
Me, because are we supposed to do that? Oh, okay.
Eliza, darling, would you like to go also? All right, here, I'll give you a help boost. Eliza also jumps down following you guys. So
Oh,
does
man.
well. All right, so all of you guys are now plummeting down towards the icy depths below, unless you guys can manage to make it. So you guys all need to make a series of ability checks. You guys remember the ability challenge that Wesley had to do in order to escape that thing?
Yeah.
You guys need to get to the island. Tell me what you do, and I will tell you relevant ability checks.
Hold up.
While you guys consider, we're going to pause for a second. Reggie, would you like to introduce what your character looks like?
It's about time. Let's go, Reggie.
Who is your character?
He is a very large individual, one might say. That large individual being a Goliath.
Makes sense? Yeah. That'd be very large.
He holds 2 battle axes in his hands.
He is, as you could, if you were able to see him during this, very giddy and excited at the event that is going on right now.
He's excited. I'm just terrified.
All right. So currently, you are actually not on any of the islands where people are jumping off. You are instead on a fleet of ships that they didn't really notice. Hran Renderful, the reindeer clan. They don't have an island that they can wait on while they come here. So instead, they go in their sky ships to get to there. They've allowed you to go, but you were like, people are giving you a little bit of a berth, like they stay out of your way. But you also are going to be making your way to the center island for the games. So, well, you're currently not over the island. You're over the icy depths of Doom.
Which levitate would help me in that situation, and then create bonfire.
All right, but yes, so that is your situation. So Reggie will also be doing this. So the Hran Renderful warriors and hopefuls all start jumping off the boats as well. And would you like to explain? All right, with a giddy war cry, Bjorn, that's his name, leaps off towards the floating rocks. All right, ability check time. So, I'm going to start a timer. If you guys have not made it by the time the timer goes off, you die.
Oh, nice.
Lovely.
Very lovely.
I'm not joking. You will actually die. You will plummet into the water and you will doom. So you have to make fast decisions here, or you will fall to your death.
Makes sense.
All right. Timer will be starting now.
I am casting levitate on myself, so it will keep me afloat. And basically, I'm taking out my gun, and trying to float towards the island using that.
All right. That will give you advantage on any ability check that you make.
Nice.
All right. So, Flynn, what are you doing?
Panicking as he does.
Oh, I also have Featherfall.
Yeah, no, that's.
Well, even people that don't yeah, you're fine. Like as
How-
you're
how
going, your
you-
friend, Yormon, your friend that I mentioned earlier, he starts jumping. Is like, don't worry about the landing. They'll take care of that to themselves.
Okay.
Just
makes
make sure
sense.
you get over. You don't fall in the water. That's what will kill you.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Only Hran Urser has figured out how to survive down there. Still don't know what they're doing. I have much respect for them. They're great warriors. And he lands suddenly very hard on a rock and then springs off and gets like a good 30 feet horizontal.
I will also be trying to use the floating rocks, doing it the traditional way.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna as I start going down, pull out the Moon Song blade and activate my blade
Athletics
song
is possibly the
and
worst
just kind of
thing I
like
could be doing.
just blade dance down, just like use the wind movements and just kind of try to gracefully make my way through it using the blade to like cut air and such.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
16.
16? All right. You manage to, so you, as you go, like you turn, you fire your cannon off to your side and it sends you flying off and you hit a reasonable sized chunk of rock and can get a good footing and then can just get yourself a good leap. You're now arcing well over, over towards the island. You're on your way.
Nice.
Okay. Reggie,
I'm hopping from rock to rock.
make an athletics check.
This is some anime-ish right here, dude.
It's
Dirty
not an
20.
accident. Dirty 20. All right. You get some massive leaps. Like you jump up, and two rocks, just as they're moving, are about to collide into each other. You manage to, as you jump up, you grab one of your axes and crash one into each side, yank yourself upward on it, and the two crash behind you, getting you high into the air. So actually, you weren't here last time there was an ability thing. Okay, basically the way that this works is you need to make a series of ability checks. Once you reach a cumulative DC among all of them, you succeed.
Alright.
If you fail to do so in whatever, like in the number of checks that I give you available, or the amount of time I give you, then you lose. And whatever consequence of losing happens. Whether that's caught by pirates and have to do combat, captured by guards, which almost happened once, or in this case, death.
Bueno.
This is the first time that death has been the consequence for failing these ones. So
Bueno.
continue making it. Your time's more than halfway over.
I gotta
All right,
say,
so
I'm
all of
on
these are just
athletics.
gonna be athletic checks for me.
You have to tell me a different thing you're doing each time. If it's
Alright.
the same thing, I will not accept it.
So I just recently kind of slingshot my way through.
So that was your one athletics check. No more athletics checks.
All right. Very.
Am I going
well.
towards another rock at this point? Is there another one in my path?
There could be. What do you want to do?
Let's see. I will
You don't have
cast.
to go in order either. You can just tell me once you're ready because.
Oh, okay. I am going to cast Kinetic Jaunt, which I don't think really does anything when I'm in the air, but it sounds cool.
That does sound very cool.
Which basically gives me the ability, if I do hit a rock, I can add a little bit more on, and I'm gonna be just basically trying to do the same thing, just with my cannon, and then also if I
Nice.
need to, I have Branding Smite, which I feel like could potentially just like.
All right.
with my
Using your
Warhammer.
spells to get through, you may make an Arcana check in order to.
Oh,
go.
that's.
I also want to try to use my spells to like make my way through. I'm gonna. Gosh dang, I don't want to use it right now. But I'm gonna just be like using Arcana magic and just seeing
Describe what you're going to do, and then I will
Well,
tell you
I'm
what
gonna
ability
like
you use.
try to
27.
use
27.
basic-
All right, and with that, you arrive.
Nice.
Trying to use like basic, I guess, evocation magic and just almost fire jets using fireball and just a small potion, just try
know
to
those
bounce my
cantrips?
way. I know firebolt, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just trying to like guide my way through the rocks and just glide.
All right, yeah, you can do an Arcana check
Oh, thank goodness.
with disadvantage.
What?
It's not a very interesting method that you're using to get there, and so I'm giving you disadvantage.
Oh, that's stupid.
All right. So using the sort of like, I would say fairly.
Oh wow, thank
uh,
you. Natural one, so
push
the
from my
barb's at.
strength. I'm gonna try to maneuver my way through as like these rocks are coming through.
Okay, you're gonna try to push off of the rocks and get around that
Yeah.
way. What sort of
So
ability-
I would say like sort of like acrobatics sort of way because
that
I'm not
doesn't
using
sound
it.
like acrobatics
I'm not
right
using
there.
it in a way where I'm like pushing myself. I'm trying to keep my momentum going by avoiding these sort of obstacles.
It's with
Okay.
advantage though, isn't it?
Disadvantage.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to say that can be a survival check
Survival check.
for plotting your route.
All right.
Because that feels kind of like navigation-ish. Okay,
Natural one.
that's unfortunate. Okay, not much is added. There's no consequence for getting a natural one. It's just not much added. So, what would you like to do now? So actually, as you start trying to do it, Firebolt is honestly not doing a massive amount to push you around. So the decreased gravity in the area is making it so like you're not falling too much, but like as you do, like you shoot off the thing, like you see you're about to go in a collision course with a rock that you're gonna hit at an awkward angle. Try to push yourself aside with a Firebolt, and it's just too little maneuverability,
Oh, okay, fun.
and so you crash into it and start falling a little bit.
You said
can I get another
survival
Arcana
rank from me. You said survival for me, correct?
Yep.
17.
All right, you make it.
Well, then next thing I'm gonna try to do. I've upgraded a lot of stuff. Acrobatics and Arcana are my best bets.
So here, just a pause on the timer. Don't try to think about what ability you want to use. Tell a cool story, and I'll give you advantage and things like that. If you just focus on what ability you're going to try to use, then you'll likely get lower results.
Flynn's just panicking. He's just falling. It's like, fetch, what do you do? How many people are falling around us?
Lots.
Lots? Alright, then I'll use that 5th level spell. Flynn's gonna use his new fun spell, the displacement, and is just gonna start displacing with everyone else. And just start snapping his fingers and just start switching places with people. So he moves quicker and the placement's just off.
People.
He's like, someone's like almost about to hit the ground, and I'm just like, nope, I'm just gonna like change everything about this, and just. It doesn't have to be with people either. It could be like just with rubble, so it's a lot easier. You just see like a little piece of rock, and it's just like, I'm gonna crash.
This is a very ideal place for you to use displacement. You have
Yeah.
advantage for the rest of the time you're going places.
I was gonna say it's like this is.
I'm gonna
perfect.
give you. Let's see. What would be a good spatial relation check? We're gonna go with an insight check.
Okay, that's great.
You have advantage in all checks right now, though.
Inside
My
of
rolls are
perception, right?
not great today.
Do you want to use my dice?
No.
Actually, you could use perception or investigation if you want instead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I felt like perception would be
That's a very good suggestion.
more because insight's more like you're deliberately. Perception's like, oh, that's there.
11. The first roll I made with the acrobatics one was a 17, though.
Yep.
But this is an 11, which is great. Love that.
All right. So, yeah, you are approaching the side of the island, but you're also kind of running out of time before gravity pulls you a little too far down. So, you have one last ability check to make
Can I add Flash of Genius to his?
it. Maybe whatever you want with that. Eliza, by the way, is gliding in unnaturally effectively. Like she seems to barely fall each time she jumps off of something. She's very good at this, it seems. As she goes,
I would say as a Goliath.
reaches down to you and calls like, "Cut! You can come," and she gives you bardic inspiration.
Yay!
And I'm going to give you Flash of Genius, so.
Well, you haven't
Oh, wait.
told me what your next thing is. So.
Oh, for that one, I was gonna add it to the last one. Displacing around and everything. I think what Flynn's gonna try to do is almost like try to, like Aquaman, try to summon water as soon as he gets close enough, and just use it to try to move him.
The water's thousands of feet below you.
Thousands of feet.
You are very, very high. Oh, I didn't mention that. You have never been this high before. Any of you, ever.
No, that's fun.
I was gonna say once Duke hits the ground, he's gonna go ha 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 ha, like just kind of like get really excited about that.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Another check. Another
As I
check.
hit the ground, just both axes in the air.
300 feet. That's far. Yeah. We're just gonna.
I was gonna say fire my gun into the air, but you know I don't want to go skeet shooting on accident.
just some like
There are definitely people above you. There are definitely people in all directions.
just some kid like I'm gonna make
The games are 3D.
Gets capped.
All right. You have 10 seconds to tell me what you do.
The best he can do is just dance in the air. That's his main thing, is just using Blade Song and magic to just like
All right.
displace and dance around the place.
As you go, as you fly, you may make an attack roll against one of the things in order to try to yank yourself up by Moonsong to get that last bit of altitude you need.
Oh, heavens help me. That's better. 19 plus.
A 19 already, you make it.
29. 31.
31?
With Bardic. Because Moonsong is a plus 10 weapon.
what?
It's not a plus 10 weapon,
not
but he
plus
gets
10.
a plus 10 to attack rolls.
To attack rolls with Moonsong.
That's a lot. Okay, the cumulative DC was 35. So
I have 2 regular battle axes.
Most people have normal weapons. He just barely managed to reach forward.
barely got
Okay,
this.
I was about to say.
There was a lot of work that went into
There was a lot of
researching
work
this
for this
legendary
thing.
sword. Like most of season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 battle axes.
All right, so Flynn with this one is about he gets one big jump and suddenly a boulder someone jumps down off of a boulder pushing it straight in his way, and then Flynn has half a second to respond, and you feel a sudden buzz from the blade as it it's not words, just a slight feeling, an encouragement to act. And as you do, just very fast slash, and this boulder is cut straight into, and you pass through the space it used to be, and go and land on the island.
Never doing that again.
Do I hear him say this?
Yes, you absolutely hear him say this.
That was fun though. I want to do it again.
I've got to agree, that was wonderful. Eliza says.
I smashed into
This is
5
a very
different
large
rocks.
island, right? But
Yep.
it's flat.
It's not as large as the other 4, but it's very other 5, but it's very big.
Yeah.
Hey, but that last thing was pretty quick. That was good.
So this is
Yeah.
their island, right? That's their island, right?
Yeah, I think.
Where would the boats that I have come from?
They came from the empty spot.
This part right here.
So I'm
Actually,
I'll probably be on like
this one right here is their island.
This one is their island. And I came from here. So
You almost passed that in one go.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So you guys all arrive, and a moment later, Silva actually jumps down along. I mean, not Silva. Voro actually jumps down along with you. Hey, you didn't do half bad for your first try. Smacks you on the back.
I think I would have done better if you didn't push me out the boat. Or
Well,
the
you wouldn't
island.
have done it if I didn't push you off the side.
I was just asking, do we have to do that? And if you said yes, I'm like, okay, well,
I mean, it's
here
the
I
only
go.
way that you're getting back either.
I have to jump out?
Yeah. If you want to get to any of these islands, the only way to do it is by jumping between rocks.
Okay. Let me start plotting the course.
Good luck. Good luck with that. You'll get a good practice with it. You'll get a feel for it. Yeah. So
I like
Reggie,
this place.
Yeah, you land a little bit nearby, and yeah, most people are giving you a fairly wide berth, but you're not the only person that's getting slightly avoided.
Yeah.
There are outsiders here. Southlanders apparently have decided to come and participate in the games again, which is going to be funny because that last time they did that, they made an absolute fool of themselves. It was great. Half of them died. It was great. Very entertaining.
Retro Reggie.
So, as these final things go down, from the most northern island, the blue one that's right next to where you guys were coming from, a flight of Dragonel start pouring off of the island as Fran Doragon's warriors pour up into the sky, and one particular one on one of the biggest Dragonel that you have ever seen. This is not just in length or size, but just sheer thickness of body. No, don't interpret that as fat. Interpret that as most muscular creature you've ever seen, including adult dragons. So this thing is muscular as a dragon. It's ridiculous. It flies down. It's got four wings flapping. The air seems to hum with thunder as it comes down and lands over there. And a truly man as massive as his dragon is. There's a little bit of fat on this dude, but he's 7 foot, human, not Goliath. 7 foot, all 280 pounds. Massive man jumps down and bellows with a voice that has clearly been enhanced by magic, but you feel like it might carry just even without thaumaturgy magic being cast on it. Warriors, hopefuls, outsiders, all are welcome to come and prove themselves and their worth for glory at the games. And now, it is my privilege this year to welcome all. He holds up his hands, and immediately all of the warriors and hopefuls start cheering as loud as they can, chanting glory, glory, over and over. The entire island and all the islands nearby rumble as everyone cheers for the beginning of the games.
Win in Rome.
Yeah! Duger's just yelling his head off. Eliza is cheering as well. Silva is not really sure how to properly respond.
Flips the same. He's like, glory, 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 yeah, glory. It's like, I guess when in Rome, Duger.
It's now on the sacred grounds, the home of Franz Dial, that I am blessed to be able to begin these challenges. But before we do so, it is time for each of you to come together in your bands. Though be careful in your selections. For those whom you choose, their honor becomes your honor. Their shame, your shame. Their success, your success. Choose a group to serve to live as brothers with for the rest of these games. And with that, he lets you all go. He drops his hands, and people go around and start forming into groups.
Makes sense.
I'm just gonna start looking around, like, okay, Captain told me, normally you want to try to find the biggest guy. So I'm just gonna start looking around, like, where's the biggest guy?
Along with this, there is a minimum group size. You two know about this because you guys have been studying the ancient way a little bit and part of the games of this. You need to have at least 6 people in your group. That is the literal minimum, or they will not accept you.
Okay, so we got.
I would assume that as I look around, most people try to. avoid
Everyone
me.
actively avoids you.
Yeah, I would
No
imagine.
one is okay with having you in them. They don't want your shame with them.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Me knowing nothing.
What? Where's the biggest
nothing?
guy?
There it is.
You see me like running around, like trying to find someone, and everyone's like,
He is indeed the biggest dude participating this year. There's 1 or 2 other Goliaths, but like, he's tall for a Goliath.
I'm a large man.
He's taller than the dude that was yelling off to get things started.
It's like, socialize. Hey, you! Oh!
Looks at you and just like glares, like death glare. Like, I don't think he has any facial expression other than death glare.
Yeah, just like and then I start making my way towards him. Just
Making my way. And also, don't forget, his movement speed is 45 feet, so his default is fast.
yeah.
Like, this dude's
And let's
rushing
just
at
say
you
I'm
guys.
not walking to you.
Let's just say your normal movement speed is faster than mine with kinetic jump.
I'm just like, oh no, Dugar, I think I made a mistake. Oh no, he's coming to go.
Outsiders!
That's a way to greet people. Hi.
What brings you here?
The games.
This thing.
Hi. I'm here to compete in the games.
This, by the way, so, Reggie, this is the shortest creature you've seen in your life. He is very small. Like, you've never seen, like, like in the Northern Isles, if you're shorter than 5 feet, like, if you're like 5 feet, you're a midget.
Yeah.
Like, this man is
I basically have to lay
5
down
foot
in order
flat
to
or just anywhere, like, in
5 foot flat, and like you are way short. The
Okay,
average
fine.
height is
I'm
like 5'11".
Okay.
Like that's fairly short. 5'11" is fairly short.
And,
Like,
and
people
what,
here
what, what are
big.
you?
What?
What are you? Around?
He's asking Flynn.
I'm probably like 3'11"ish. Like I'm a little taller for
Yeah.
a dwarf, but still tiny.
He's not quite 4 feet.
I'm like
Yeah.
5'9".
So everyone in this group is smaller than
Yeah.
him.
I think Coryllis is taller than me.
Yeah, I'm like
The
taking
only person
me,
of
like,
the only person of average height is a random rogue. He's actually below average, but you know
Yeah.
you've seen people his height before.
Yeah. This is unheard of.
Yes, I'm a bit of an anomaly.
I also thought that when I first saw him, but he is actually a great fighter, and you look really big and strong, and I don't know how these games work, so
It's going to be fun.
you don't happen to have be in a group yet?
Oh no, not I. No. Being outsiders, I must warn you. I take a big deal of shame with me as of right now. And warning, if you do team up with me, others will probably pin that shame on you.
Well, that's the traditional way, and that's the ancient way.
I mean, I've already kind of shamed myself with that one town when you and Burning Whisper. And
Wow, that was a while ago.
when you and Burning Whisper got drunk.
Yes.
So we're pretty used to shame.
We're pretty used to it. We're good.
So
We need some height in this group.
you'll take me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful!
As I like grab you and like pick you up. I pick you both up, just one arm in the other.
Ah, yes! Friends!
It's like in the hug, look at Duger like, Duger, I can't breathe.
I can kind of breathe. All right. Well,
All right,
what is
so
your
that's
name,
full-
friend?
So that's 4 people in the group. The party and Eliza and Silva can just join you guys because Silva's being forced to do this by Voro, and Eliza thinks it sounds fun.
So
Yay!
then that would make 6.
What is your name, friend?
I'm Bjorn.
Bjorn. Very good to meet you, Bjorn. I am Duger.
Durger, and you?
Flynn.
Len.
Yes. Sorry, you said Born?
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Yes.
What language is that in?
Mine.
That's actually a really
Great.
good answer. You haven't actually asked anyone what the name of the language is, but if you go and ask other people, they don't really have a name for it. It's just the language.
Mine.
Good to know. Well, Bjorn, we are very excited to have you in our group.
Well, I'm excited to be in your group. I do have a question.
Yes.
Did you not eat vegetables growing up?
Yeah, I only see you eat like meat and brains.
Brains?
Brains.
Okay.
Yes, it is a common Dwergar staple in
eat
our diet.
brains.
Brains, you know.
Hey, they did work with mind flayers for a while.
Do you eat? I cook like every breakfast. I make some vegetables. Do you eat them or do you just like shove them away?
That's your problem.
I think my problem is that I'm a dwarf, but
You've never heard of this magical creature.
I'm actually quite tall for a dwarf.
No,
Really?
But
The only times you've ever heard of a dwarf is elves bad mouthing.
Yeah.
yes,
They pass through it.
You're tall?
for my race, yes.
Okay.
I assume you're tall for your race.
You could say that.
You are the largest
What?
person
Is
I've
Bjorn
ever
like
seen.
almost 10 feet tall or something?
I would say he's a little shorter than 10 feet tall, but he's
Like 9'5".
yeah, he's up there.
Okay, yeah, he's tall for a Goliath.
Yes, wow. You're taller than any Goliath I've seen. Obviously easily recognizable as a Goliath, as I assume.
You've met Goliath too.
Yeah,
I'm a
You did.
hill Goliath, if that helps as well.
Yeah, it does.
Just like, I'm kind of. Words are hard. He can tell you words are hard for me.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, they are. By the way, my name's Eliza.
Nice to meet you.
That's an impressive grip you have there. She casts a little healing spell on her.
And immediately like tightens on sword. Just
It's okay, Flynn. I can fix things like that. Pats it on the head. I'm the healer of the group, just so you know. So if you are ever injured, I can help you with
Oh,
that.
fantastic.
I can't do much combat on my own. I'm afraid when I'm fighting, like most of the time when I'm fighting, I'm fairly weak.
Well, we all have our own strengths.
I appreciate that. He's a nice one. You guys made a good choice.
Yay.
Thanks. And you're like, I saw it. I thought.
You made this. Like you did a very good job.
You're like proud of like. Oh, thank goodness. You don't happen to be versed in magic, do you?
The only magic I really know of is the ones the ancestors bestow upon me. Making people's heads disappear.
It's a great spell of mine. Okay.
Head be gone.
So what are your strengths besides the increasing bulging muscles you have?
Yes.
God.
I love him.
So I think he's gonna hit everything.
Yes. I also have some cool things that I can make for him. That'll make him even stronger.
As my ungirdled loins float away.
Oh my gosh, okay.
You're not wearing any armor.
I move better without armor.
But when it comes into like combat, you
I
wear.
wear better without armor.
So when it comes to combat, you put on the armor, right?
Eliza takes a knife and tries to hit it. And tries to hit his arm with it. I can't cut him. I think he is armor.
Why would I want to be slower in battle?
She like starts moving the knife up and down to like trying to saw her way.
I like not really noticing. Just
I've never seen.
I've never seen.
Pull like takes the knife down and she's not trying to slash her, like actually tries to stab him, like gets a tiny.
Yeah.
You are very tough.
I mean, we had.
Must be the mosquitoes I've heard about.
I mean, on crew we
You're
had like
nearby or outside?
a
You're not a
singular
problem.
berserker, and he was terrifying. He was terrifying.
What spells do I have that can
But
make him terrifying?
if you're anything like a berserker, you're great. He may try to kill us in
I don't think so.
That's been my
I
experience.
will
with the
warn
last
you.
Berserker.
If I get very into a battle, I do lose a little bit of sight,
Welcome
so
the
to
club.
speak.
I was about to say, welcome to the club. He kind of does that too.
Not really.
Oh, you
Would
must be
casting
like
mage armor on him hurt him more than it would help him?
It will not be beneficial in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, makes sense.
because it's unarmored defense. That's
It would
how
lower his thing.
that's how barbarians work. Is unarmored defense.
Makes sense. That counts as armor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, when you have two things like that, like 13 plus dex
highest
or
one
whatever,
takes over.
you choose whichever you want. You can't like mix the two. Like
Makes sense.
if you had like the dragon hide feat as the dragonborn, it wouldn't increase your base AC to 13 plus dex plus con. It would just be 13 plus dex or 10 plus dex plus con.
Makes sense.
As sad as that is, because that would be really fun if you could
It'd be
stack.
broken.
Could
It
you
would be good.
imagine? Yes, I have a 200 AC because of all the stacking that I've done.
Okay.
So Born,
Yo, yes.
yes,
This is entertaining.
have you been in the games before?
When I was younger, yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
But they always seem to be a little different.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, then you might have to be the one to like kind of lead us through this, because outsider, kind of outsider.
I've done my research. Enough.
Well, yeah, but we have no idea going in. Well, just kind of like we have no idea going into this at all. So we can really use your help here.
I will help as much as I can, but when it comes down to it, your strength is what will bolster us.
I have a lot of things that I can do to make him pretty much unstoppable.
He's like looking at his bag of holding. Oh my goodness.
Here's the two different things. He's looking like, I can make him stronger. Me, how can I take him down?
Yeah, how can I make him weaker?
Debuff spells versus artificer.
I'm just like, man's like, how can I restrain him? So clearly swords don't seem to be doing a lot. But I wonder what kind of mental magic things.
All right. As you are thinking about all of these things, the Hrandoragon chief steps back up onto like the small rock that's sticking up out of the ground and says, "Bands of brothers, and you have not yet found a band, are now exempt from the games. It is now time for each of you to come and to swear your oaths before the ancestors and before your clans, to conduct yourselves with honor. And then we shall receive the first of the games." So at that point, like they start, like Voro comes and like shoves a little paper in your hand. It has a language that you do not understand, but you can. It's written in a way that you could read it.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Galti had to make it to the island somehow.
Pokeball.
Can't you shrink him now?
Oh, I can't shrink him now. Never
It's
mind.
not that
You're
hard
right.
for you to transport Galti places any longer.
You're right. You're
By
right.
the way, you should take that out so the Goliath can see. But in a second.
Yes.
The oath. So like she hands you one also. Basically, the oath is that you will like conduct yourselves fairly and honorably in these games, upon pain of forever banishment from all these all places sacred.
I have to keep you in line.
What do you mean line?
Basically, and like at that point, everyone starts repeating the same lines. Most people have them memorized, but you guys are new, so they gave it. So Voro prepared. Do you guys recite the oath?
Yes.
I assume that you recite.
I am following whatever customs I can after the last experience of bringing shame.
Good job.
Yes, I am obviously yes.
All right. You are released, like the thing is done, and then he says, "All right, all gather. The first challenge is the challenge of the Dragon Clan. For this challenge," he reaches into his bag, and he pulls out like an oblong shape. Each of you is to go and to claim your own Dragonel. You shall venture deep into the rubble belt, far from any land to fall upon, over the icy frigid depths, and bring back one live Dragonel egg. Failure to do so will result in your failure in the challenge. Everyone, you must come back with a single egg, no more, no less, for every member of your band. You will begin in 5, 4, 3,
Where do we go?
2,
Where do we go?
and this is where we will end our session for the day.
Please just.
So excited!
And we shall see how you guys fare in claiming your own Dragonel eggs next time. All right. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Those that comment will be getting a t-shirt in the raffle if you win. So, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.